Thank you for watching another Lakeway Audits video. Today is January the 27th. It is 9:45 a.m. and we are at the new and old facility, or where this facility is new facility is being built. This is the location that the 4-story jail is going to be built. You can see all the dirt work going in right now. This is the old jail facility. They call it the dungeon. And you go down the walkway here, and it's underground. 650 inmates is what this new jail is going to be housing. The judges get their fancy new offices and courtrooms, and they're going to be bigger courtrooms because they said that they need to have more space instead of going ahead and making appointments like a doctor's office would, where you segment it. They have everybody show up at one time. There's a big pile up outside. And there's what they consider a backlog or a big flow. They could easily cancel or notify and cancel people from coming that the DA isn't ready to go on with the case or fight the case, or if there's some kind of a motion was filed and that person doesn't need to be there. All those people, instead of lining up, could all just go ahead and show up at different times, and it would work out logistically for them a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and go to the other side.
I want to thank you for watching this update video. First, we're going to go ahead and start off with the warrant that was served to me on February the 24th, 2022 in regards to disorderly conduct at the Justice Center after being forced to leave and not accepting my complaint while I was trying to record my interaction. This warrant was written by Robert Kitts, and it states, on February 18th, 2022, Tony did knowingly disrupt the procession of people flowing in and out of the Justice Center by waving his hands and yelling at officers, causing a hazardous or physically offensive condition at the only public entrance exit that served no legitimate purpose. This did happen in Hamblen County, and it was signed by the clerk, Teresa West. So the first thing that I noticed when I read this is, well, number one, it was issued 6 days after the incident. The incident happened on the 18th, which was a Friday. This warrant was executed and written on the 24th, which was the following Thursday. In the brief, it doesn't state anything in regards to myself video recording or bringing a phone or camera into the Justice Center, nor did it state that I only stayed inside of the common area doorway section. What it does state, though, is that I was disrupting the procession of the people flowing in and out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch this video section, and we're going to see if I was the one blocking anybody from entering and exiting the doorway. It also states that I was waving my hands and yelling at the officers. It didn't state anything in here that the deputy Don came up to me, grabbed my camera setup off of the, I guess, mailbox to the left of the doorway before putting his chest up to me trying to push me back. So let's watch this clip of the video.
Yeah, I'm just gonna set it right here.
No, you're going to take it outside the building. Sure, take it outside.
Don't touch my shit, man! Give me my shit!
Take it outside
No!
the building.
No!
outside
I am
the
not
building.
taking it out the fucking building!
Yes, you are.
I will place you under arrest if you don't move back now!
Place me under
I will place you under arrest, citizen's arrest!
Listen, take the camera outside.
I'm not. I'm here to fill out a complaint on him.
We can't have it inside the building.
That's not a law. I'm getting ready to address
Have it
that.
inside the building.
I need your name. I need your badge number for this
Take it
complaint.
outside the building.
I am not. There's no law that states that.
You have to take it outside
Kids,
the building.
it's not happening. Especially now that you guys are all doing this. Please turn your body camera footage on. How do you spell your name, deputy?
I spell it the same way I've always spelled it. Take the camera outside the building.
I'm for
Take the
putting it.
camera
No,
outside
I'm
the
not. Arrest me. Why don't you guys arrest me? If I'm breaking the law, arrest me.
Take
Today is the
camera
day.
outside the building.
Because the first day that the
not
new
sitting here
sheriff.
arguing with you.
Good, you shouldn't be. I need his name. Please don't give me directives. I'm not going to listen. If I'm breaking the law, please arrest me. 100%.
So as you can see by that clip,
He has no hard hat on.
just wanting to file a complaint. I put my video recording device to the left of the door, out of the way. I was then approached by Deputy Donald Bumgarner. He went ahead and grabbed my camera setup off of the mailbox and handed it back to me. And as he approached chest to chest and tried to push me backwards towards the door,
At least there's no
that
court
is
today.
the
Otherwise,
time that I
this
got
intersection
loud.
here would be a
I
madhouse.
wasn't
People
waving
trying to
my
get in.
hands around. As you can see, that the camera wasn't being waved around and around. Also, I was clearly out of the way of the doorway. As you can see, people exiting the main door. In the warrant, it's written that I was waving my hands and yelling at officers causing a hazardous or physically offensive condition. First off, law enforcement is held to a higher standard of a physically offensive condition. You can cuss at them, you can give them a middle finger, you can point at them, you can jump around and make gestures. As long as you are not making a physical contact with them, they cannot use that as being physically offensive because they're held to a different standard than your normal typical citizen. So I was not causing any kind of physically offensive condition according to what Deputy Kitts wrote in the warrant.
Yeah, I'm going to grab this so I can... Can you tell me your name and your position here, please?
Anyway,
And I need your name and your
I'm not-
position. Come on. It's in your policy. See, that's one of the things.
how do you know it's in our
'Cause
policy?
I've read your
Because you don't-
policy.
No, you
I've
don't,
read-
because it is nowhere in our policy. We have to give you that.
Yes.
So
it
yes,
is.
If you got enough to arrest him, and everybody else dispersed from the lobby because people are trying to get in there.
As you can see in that clip, Chief Mize was the one blocking the exit. I was pulled into the center of the room by all the deputies having a discussion. Mullins is the one that was actually standing between the doorways. As you can hear, he states that in his policy, nothing has the verbiage of requiring them to identify. Now, I'm going to show you because I requested every single page of their policy. Wait till you see what the response was. Also, Mullins had given Kitts permission to go ahead and arrest me if he had enough to arrest me with. And that he clearly states as he's walking back in the door that I'm blocking the entrance and exit, which you could clearly see I was not because he was making his way through the entrance. Now, one thing that you did not hear or see mentioned by anybody, and he said to Kitts if he had enough to arrest me on, to arrest me. Now, if it was illegal to have my cell phone video recording inside the common lobby, he would have had enough to arrest me. But nowhere on this warrant does it state video recording. Nowhere did it state any charges for video recording. I can't give away too much more of my evidence or what I'm going to use in court, but that's where it stands. A few hours later, I sent in a records request for the entire Sheriff's Department policy. Every page of the policy from every internal department within the Justice Center. Number 2 is the body cam footage from any and all Sheriff's Department employees that were near approximately to the incident that occurred at 9:50 a.m. Friday, February 18th, 2022 in the public common area between the set of doors. Include all footage till the camera was turned off. Number 3 was for a copy of the Hamblen County complaint form. So, what did I get for a response? I was appalled. Per Hamblen County Sheriff Esco Jarnigan, the Sheriff's Department policy will not be released to Tony without a subpoena. A subpoena, I gotta go to court to get the policy, which is public record. Number 2, per Hamblen County Sheriff Esco Jarnigan, the body cam footage requested will not be released without a subpoena. This is crazy. Of course, the complaint form is available at the county mayor's office. A few days later, after sitting and pondering on what to do, in my familiarity with Tennessee Statute 39-16-504, which governs the destruction and tampering with governmental records, and it is unlawful for any person to 1. Knowingly make a false entry in or false alteration of a governmental record, 2. Make present or use any record, document, or thing with knowledge of its falsity and with intent that it will be taken as a genuine governmental record, or 3, which is what we are looking at, intentionally and unlawfully destroy, conceal, remove, or otherwise impair the validity, legibility, or availability of government record. A violation of this section is a Class E felony. So, by hindering me from being able to get this record, he is committing a felony in the state of Tennessee. So, I went ahead and I called Trish from the Hamblen County Mayor's Department, and she is the coordinator of records, and I sent her an email, and I spoke to her on the phone, and the email goes like this. There is an issue with the records response per Esco Jarnigan. The records I requested are not included in the exemption of public records and are being unlawfully denied to me. On the Hamblen County website under Policy for Public Records, it states that it is a right for a citizen to inspect records. My right to this inspection is being violated. You are the coordinator of records for Hamblen County and are just as responsible to make sure citizens fill out requests properly as you are to be sure anyone responding to a request response according to the law. The unlawful responses from the Hamblen County is ridiculous and easily shown to be retaliatory. So I also asked that I look forward to a response back from the Sheriff's Department, the Tennessee Open Government Coalition, and Trish herself about my concerns above. And we also on the phone discussed some other problems with getting records that I've had, and hopefully we'll get to that, and I'll bring that up in another video. But Sheriff Esco Jarnigan is committing a felony by hindering me the right to inspect the public records according to Tennessee state law. let me show you another clip of Sheriff Esco Jarnigan using his personal feelings during his commission of duties.
As a lieutenant, could James Coffey perform his duties without having to have contact with the inmates?
No, sir.
He couldn't be in a administrative type role like Captain Walls for a period of time until the criminal case is determined?
No, sir.
Why not?
You'd be within the confines of the jail.
Would he not be able to be accommodated in that, on that basis in any manner?
No, sir.
You have another member of administration who has been, currently has criminal charges pending against her. Why have you not taken any action against her?
What happened to her was non-intentional. What I seen Mr. Coffey do was very intentional.
I don't think that's a standard, is it, intentional? They're both Class A or Class B misdemeanors, correct?
That's my answer. That may not be the standard, but that's the answer.
You understand that they're both Class A or Class B misdemeanors?
Yes, sir.
Would you agree that that's comparing apples to apples?
No, sir.
Why not?
I don't like that example.
Okay? But it's a fair example because they're both misdemeanors. We're not comparing a Class C or Class D misdemeanor to a Class B.
That clip came from part 3 of the Coffey hearing, which will be uploaded next week. The next thing I want to talk to you about is my arrest on May the 4th, 2021 at the Hamblen County polling site.
This is for you.
I don't want that.
It's a letter saying that you cannot be here.
Sure I can.
No, it ain't.
I'm not taking no unlawful letter.
There is a code on this letter's for you,
Nope.
and you can read it. If you do not leave, you will be cited.
Okay.
And if you want to continue, you will go to jail for disorderly
Okay.
conduct because you're refusing a lawful order.
I'm not a voter. This is the same crap PD tried over there, and they do a better job than this, man. I'm not a voter. Take this shit
If
back.
you do not leave, we will give you a citation.
Give me my citations,
Okay,
Collins.
if you
You are
want to keep
violating
going-
my rights.
No, we're not
Yes,
violating.
I'm telling you now.
Don't you dare put your finger in me or you go to jail for disorderly conduct.
I'm disorderly
telling
my
that.
asshole. Okay, listen, Collins.
No,
you're
you
not
listen
above
to me.
me. No, I'm not listening to
At
you.
this time, you're
Yep.
placed under arrest for disorderly
Hey,
conduct.
catch this. Catch all this. Don't break it.
I'm not
Yep.
trying to break
Hey,
it.
catch this. Get it all. Disorderly conduct. This guy, he can't make it up himself.
You won't point your finger at an officer?
I wasn't pointing at
Yes,
you.
you are.
Hey, I can point at you.
This is all.
I can point at you.
Just like you're recording
Yeah,
me
it's free speech. I can point at
Excuse
you.
me. We giving you a letter.
No, I don't care what you're giving me.
I'll be here.
But you're right. This time you're under arrest for disorderly conduct.
Hey, make sure you call. Hey, call her up.
If you don't, I'm going to advise you. If you do not leave, you will be a citation too. You can be arrested. Yes, sir.
Do you want to take his stuff, or does he want it to go with him?
I'll take it.
Okay, there you go. All right,
Can I film for a second?
Can you what?
Can I film for a second?
No. You can go now, or you can be cited for.
So let me read you the warrant written by Deputy Todd Harris. On May the 4th, 2021, approximately 1:13 hours, I, Deputy Harris, Deputy Sander, and Sergeant Collins were dispatched to 3045 Cherokee Park Road for a suspicious person. Upon arrival, we observed two people videoing us in the polling area. Speaking with the poll workers, they advised the defendant, Tony, was inside the building videoing them and was outside the building videoing them through the windows. Jeff Gardner, Administrator of Elections, gave us a letter stating the two TCIA codes that the defendant was violating. We spoke to the District Attorney's Office about the situation. They stated to give the defendant the letter. I was trying to keep an eye on where the defendant was, and he came up to one of the windows. I told him that he could not video inside there, and at that point he did a hand and mouth lewd gesture insinuating fellatio. I told the other officers this. The defendant was given the letter, asked to leave or he would be in violation. The subject refused the letter and officer's orders to leave. The defendant became agitated and aggressive with the officers. Tony was placed under arrest and transported without incident to the Hamblen County Jail. Well, first we're going to go back to the same thing that happened at the Justice Center. Became agitated and aggressive. Talking is not aggressive towards an officer. They have to hold themselves up to a totally different standard. As you can see in the video, Deputy Sergeant Collins said that he was going to arrest me if I pointed my finger at him again. Yet, nowhere in this warrant or incident report does it state anything about pointing the finger at Sergeant Collins. Nor did they ask me any type of questions on to whom I was or why I was there. All they did was listen to the complainant and their story. I was charged with Tennessee Code 2-7-103, persons allowed in the polling place, Tennessee 39-17-305, disorderly conduct, and 39-14-405, criminal trespass. I have court on March the 14th at 2022 at 1 p.m. And let me show you our motions. The first motion my attorney put in was to have Judge Doug Collins recuse himself from my case for conflict of interest, which he did December the 7th, 2021. Our new judge is the Honorable Mercy Estep. Our second motion was now comes Lakeway Audits and files this motion pursuant to Supreme Court Rule 30 to provide camera coverage in the above style matter. This is a news company of the accused that is covered by someone other than the accused. We got a response back from the district attorney, and he said he has no problems with the proceeding being video recorded. Now we're just waiting for the judge's order. So now, in the rest of warrant, it doesn't have things that actually happened, like me video recording in the Justice Center or Don stepping up to me. So there's missing information. The incident report for me at the polling place, it doesn't state anything in regards to me pointing my finger at him, which is what he said was the reason for my arrest. Didn't ask me any questions on who I was or why I was there. They just took all the third party's information, the complainant. So what you have written down and what actually happened are two totally separate things. And I have a feeling that that's been going on not just in Hamblen County, but in a lot of areas. So I have requested a bunch of records from Deputy Todd Harris and Sergeant Collins. And I see things in my incident report that are similar to other arrest reports and warrants that they have written about aggression. So now I'm waiting for the body cam footage from those incidents so we can actually see what truly happened and what they're writing on these reports. I have court on March 14th, 2022 at 1 p.m. at the Hamblen County Justice Center. That's at 510 Allison Street, Morristown, Tennessee. Anybody is welcome to come to the hearing. Please show up and show me some support for being a journalist. They don't believe there's a difference between bloggers and journalisms. I know there is. The Supreme Court knows there is. And you should know too. Please show up and show your support. Like this video with a thumbs up. Share it. And please, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Ring that bell for all notifications. I'll bring you an update Monday evening. and there's many more videos to come with other updates. Thanks for watching.